All right, everyone, it's time for preemptively fact-checking a fairly big story that I'm seeing talked about more and more. That is the potential super scandal involving Hunter Biden. You see, there are a number of them at this point. Gal Luft, who you probably have not heard of, was arrested some time ago in Cyprus. He's pending potential extradition to the United States. The United States Defense Department considers him an arms dealer. They believe he's an Israeli energy scientist, a literal scientist. They believe that he was involved in coordinating weapon sales to China, specifically. And so he's fighting the extradition. He's saying he didn't do anything wrong. We'll see. That plays a role in my analysis of this story, you will see. I tend to be very, very skeptical of over-the-top bombshell-style claims. It has served me very well in the past. I don't take the bait, even when it sounds like a good story. Like, it would be great if this story were true. You could nail Hunter Biden finally, and there would actually be some comeuppance for the criminal syndicate known as the Biden stewardship. But I'm skeptical. I'll tell you why. The claim is that Hunter Biden was able to skirt Chinese probes into his Chinese dealings because he had an insider within the FBI whose name was One Eye. It sounds like something out of a James Bond flick. Yeah, it sounds realistic. You know, the FBI loves their bizarre code names and shit. The theirs are even wackier because of the cocaine usage. So Gal Luft is making this claim, hey, look, I'm not an arms dealer or anything like that, but I do have this juicy intel. And what it could be, and this is the skepticism, when you look at a claim like this and who's making it, about whom, etc., look at who benefits from it. If the Biden crime syndicate, which is real, the Bidens are involved in organized and disorganized crime, corruption at every level, bribes and blackmail, probably other things. We know that Hunter Biden is a dirty character. We know that it does directly link to Joe Biden. This is beyond dispute. I like it when people gaslight and pretend the laptop that we said wasn't real is now irrelevant because it only shows a few topical crimes. Well, that's not true. It shows that Joe Biden explicitly lied to the American public about business meetings that he never attended that he actually did. Getting beyond that, though, if Gal Luft manages to torpedo the Biden administration that is trying to have him extradited, I wonder if he would benefit from that. He would it would turn into a partisan issue. Half the United States would be calling for a statue of him or something at that point. So I will remain skeptical. The claim is plausible. I wouldn't be surprised if an FBI agent were helping Hunter Biden skirt investigations. It wouldn't surprise me in the least. The uniparty, one hand washes the other. The Bidens are insiders there. The Hunter Biden thing was explicitly covered for by elements of the U.S. government in coordination with big tech. They were all lying to the public prior to the 2020 election. They misled us into believing that it was a Russian op. It never was. They misled us into believing that the photos we were seeing weren't real. Just ignore them. They misled everyone on the entire thing for a number of years, and federal investigators were involved with that cover-up. That being said, that doesn't necessarily necessitate that Gal Luft is telling the truth. Just because everything fits together and is plausible doesn't mean that's the only rational explanation for the claim, because again, he personally benefits from making the claim in the first place. He says, no, I'm not on China's side. I'm not giving him weapons. Hey, if you want to see someone who's connected with China, it's Hunter Biden and an FBI mole named One Eye. But again, it wouldn't surprise me. Here's the other problem, and this is why you shouldn't get your hopes up. There are people in Congress that want to look into this. If that is indeed the case, it's going to be damn difficult because of the nature of the non-transparency with which the FBI and similar agencies work. It's going to be difficult, if not nigh on impossible, to actually discover who the person was, whether they exist or not, and any communiques that were sent. Everything would have been super encrypted and behind the scenes, and probably not even fully digital. It would have been more like Hunter Biden gets a knock on the door while he's having one of his crack binges, and a friendly dude with aviators and a suit comes in and then warns him, hey, you're being investigated for your Chinese ties. Here's what you should and should not do. Bye. That would probably be the way that it would be done. And again, it's plausible that a uniparty neoliberal loyalist within the FBI would do that, say, look, we don't want to go after you because we really want your dad to be the steward, but you're becoming a problem. So, on the side, I have to help you out because, we still have to investigate. But shh, I'll tell you how to beat the investigation. Just trust me, dumb fuck. Crackhead. That's what he is, literally. It doesn't surprise me in the least. Again, though, when the source is someone who is pending extradition by the current administration, it's iffy as to whether it's necessarily true. And we've seen many other cases of the FBI covering for people, not just with the Biden family, by the way. Look at how far out of their way they went for Hillary Clinton. Yeah, she broke the law, technically on thousands of counts, by misstoring classified material on her server in her bathroom at home. But she didn't do it maliciously, so we're not bringing any charges. By the way, if you apply that litmus test to any of the shit that they're investigating Trump for, all of those charges would fall flat too. You'll notice that the blue side of the aisle has blue balls at the moment because another day went by without their blue and on fantasy of Donald Trump being booked and fingerprinted and having a mugshot taken like any other perp. He's going to do the perp walk. They're going to put him in handcuffs and parade him around the streets of Manhattan for people to throw tomatoes and cabbages at, I guess is the idea. That'd go over well. The optics of that would not backfire, by the way. They haven't fully thought through this process. Or the legal process in general. They seem to be completely fucking goddamn ignorant about it. By the way, just as an aside, community notes on Twitter update. You can almost follow the news that people are talking about by the misuse of Twitter community notes at this point. Posted one the other day on there that I had to interact with. Again, it seems by the responses that most people don't understand the community notes function at all. I think that Elon Musk needs to expedite the process, but weed out everyone who's abusing it, because clearly fully half of those goddamn users are only using it to nitpick about posts by people that they don't like. That is now clear to me. The process needs to be much faster, and it needs to be much more streamlined. Otherwise, community notes will become a joke at some point. Among community notes users, it already is, kind of. You see plenty of counter notes that point this out. So, Elon, please fix it. That's about all. Peace out.